Hello everyone, this is Cristina.
And I'm Andrea, and we are Lacuna Coil.
And you're watching Rockstar.tv. In a couple of sentences, difficult, but we're gonna try. This is the most complete album we did in our career. It's representing what Lacuna Coil is in 2009. There are a lot of differences compared to the previous album, even if it's a sum of what we did in the past with the new vibe. So you will have to listen to the songs actually to understand what we're talking about, because it's hard to express everything in few sentences.
Basically, it's not a concept album in the classic way of a concept album. It's not like every lyrics is separate. It's not all connected one to each other. It's not one big story, but they're all personal stories about life. The overall feeling, though, is coming from the shallow life idea that we had when we wrote the lyrics for one of the songs of the album that is called actually Shallow Life, and is the last tracks of the album. And it is about the balance on how much this life is shallow, how much is bad to be shallow, how much it is bad to not stand out for your right, for your ideas or for your goals in life. And on the other hand, how much it can be good to be shallow, how much you need sometimes to just go out and do some shopping, buy a pair of shoes, or just sit down, watch a soccer match and drink a beer with your friends. You need both aspects in your life, but sometimes today life is too much only on the negative shallowness. It's only on the bright light, or it's only on the very superficial relationship to each other, only on the like the 15 minutes glory on TV. It's pretty negative, and that's too much. I think it should be more balanced in between.
The fact that you meet a lot of people in different cultures all the time makes you actually realize, especially for us, I mean that's valid for us as a band, that we are now aware of what we're capable to do, and we are conscious about the fact that sometimes you just have to embrace what you have, and you have to enjoy it for what it is, you know, without being too worried about how shallow it can be for some persons or how important it can be for some persons. You just have to try to keep the balance in between the things. Mainly it was the fact that it was the right time to move on, just because Valdemar taught us so much about the metal side of it, being a metal producers, that we would just wanted to know something more from a different teacher. So we met Don, and we found out that it was the perfect person to work with, just because he had so many great ideas, you know, as soon as we listened to our new songs, and he pointed out to us what could be improved or changed, or just like improved, as I said.
Yeah. And this is also the first record we haven't recorded in Europe, but we've been going to LA, to Hollywood, and record the album there with an American producer for the first time as well. So it's been quite a different experience, and it's been also very important, for example, to work with somebody mother tongue, especially when you talk about lyrics and vocal lines, that it's very important that you have every word's really understandable. Sometimes during the process we had to really redo a lot of times the phrases, just because the H was not there or the S was not there. So it's very much more clear now what we say in the lyrics. And also due to the experience of our producer, we also learned that you need to drag the listener into the story by using simple words. You don't need to go complicated or poetry all the time to get the attention. And it's something that in the past we've done, to put a lot of more difficult words, because we thought that makes it more interesting, while an American guy told us, look guys, you need to be clear. People need to understand when they listen to your song in the radio, in the car, or wherever, in a club or whatever, they need to understand what you mean, and it has to be clear right away. So you can't just use complicated words just for the sake of it, you know.
We always incorporated, as you said, like also a lot of like atmospheric moments and some melodies. We have never been, you know, the classic heavy metal bands in you know, in the specific meaning of the word classic metal. So I believe that this album, it's probably more of a heavy rock.
Yeah, probably. I think due to the direct sound of the song and the in-your-face approach, probably you have more heaviness from the strength of the song than not from the guitar work or the drum work. There are like 3 or 4 songs that are a bit more in the metal direction, where we've been using like double kick drums, low tuning on the guitar. Some songs are more driven by a riff. But in general, I think it would be only maybe 1/3 of the record that is like that. Then the rest it can be more rock in one way, or more experimental, atmospherical in the other way. So there's been a mix of a lot of different kinds of sounds in the album.
We didn't really feel like a lot of pressure, because we've always wrote our records like spontaneously, letting the creativity flows. And if you think that 3 years are passed from Karma Code to Shallow Life, it makes you understand that we're not, you know, the band that feels the urge to write a record every year if it doesn't feel inspired. So we just wanted to go back home for a while, you know, away from touring, away from promotion, interviews and stuff, and just like let the creativity flows, just to see where we could go with our music. But we never really feel the pressure, like we gotta do this or we gotta do it in time.
Yeah, and maybe the only time where we could have this kind of sensation was after the Comalize album, because Comalize has been our first really successful album and has brought us to tour in the States for a very extensive period of time, and it's brought the band to a completely different new level of popularity. So at that time maybe we were more unsure on which direction we could go, and Karma Code has been quite a different album. We haven't stick to the same formula. We've been taking some chances, and in the end it's been rewarded by the same success, by even an increased success in terms of going anywhere. We've been to Russia, to Australia, to Japan, to Canada, to Mexico to play, and with bigger profile tour, higher profile of tours in both America and in Europe. So anytime we've taken a chance, it has worked pretty well for us. So at that time maybe there could have been some pressure, but now we know that we have to follow what we want to do, basically.
So far, Germany will be, you know, Wacken. We're gonna play at Wacken again, which we can't wait, because Wacken, it's always been like a great for us.
It's probably the best metal festival in Europe right now.
We always had good reaction, and it's a great festivals in terms of like bands playing. So far that's the only plan, but hopefully this autumn we'll try to organize like an European tour, or anything else that could bring us back to Germany.
Yeah, we'll be back for sure. I mean, it's gonna be a European headliner tour, or maybe a big supporter if we have some particular chances. But I'm sure we're gonna be back very soon.
They don't really care. I mean, I remember some moments like when we won the world champions. We were in San Diego, and we were probably the only party of 6 people being really noisy, you know, like waving flags and wearing t-shirt, and everybody was just like looking at us like, what the hell are they doing, you know? And we even performed on stage with like Italian t-shirts, soccer t-shirts, and the Italian flag. They really don't care about soccer. It's more of an European thing. Yeah. But thanks to the satellite, we're able to watch some of the matches over there.
Yeah, internet and satellite saved our life, our soccer life. I think it's pretty tough, because it's hard that you repeat yourself in such a short amount of time. I think you need to rebuild the team, find new people, younger people to integrate. So I think we can do good, but very hard to win again so closely.
But who knows? Hopefully.
Yeah, I never know.